All right, let me be real with you. I used to hate robot mowers. And I don't just mean I was skeptical, I mean I was completely out on them. I tried a few over the years and every single one left me frustrated. The cut quality, trash. The patterns, totally random, and don't even get me started on the setup. Burying wires, digging trenches, dealing with spotty boundaries, it was a complete nightmare. So yeah, I completely wrote them off. But then last year, Segway sent me the Navimow i110, and I figured, all right, let's see what they've got. I'm gonna try this one more time. And I was actually blown away. For once, it actually worked, and it gave me back a ton of my time. It kept my backyard clean, and it freed up so many of my evenings and weekends, I finally became a believer. Fast forward to today, and we're stepping it up. This is the Segway Navimow X350, and it's built to handle up 1.5 acres. If you've got a larger lawn and want that golf course, but make it automatic energy, this might be your move. Let's break it down. Let's start with who this mower is for, because that's the first thing you should figure out. This is for people with big lawns. So if you've got like a 1/4 acre, maybe a small backyard, this thing's probably gonna be overkill for you. But once you hit 3/4 of an acre, a full acre or more, this thing starts to make a ton of sense. It's also for people who are just done mowing. Maybe you're working long hours and don't want to burn your Saturday behind a mower. Maybe you're a parent running to games and practices every night. Maybe you've got a cabin and you're gone most weekends. Or maybe you're retired and just don't want to deal with it anymore. I've even heard from folks using this at rental properties or vacation homes because it keeps the place looking freshly cut even when they're nowhere near it. Bottom line, this mower is for people who want that clean, consistent, professional look, but don't have the time, energy, or patience to keep up with it themselves. Now, let's talk about price, because this is where people are gonna really start to flinch. The X350 retails for around $3,500. And yes, that is a big number, but you've got to look at what you're comparing it to. Let's say you're thinking about getting a zero-turn mower. Most entry-level models are gonna be around $4,000 to $7,000 easy. And that's before you add fuel, oil maintenance, and storage. You're also giving up 1 to 2 hours a week during the peak of the season. Now, if you're hiring someone, expect to pay $60 to $75 per mow. Multiply that by 30 to 35 weeks, and you're already spending $2,000 plus a year, every year. But here's where it gets good. The X350 mows every single day. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Mowing daily is one of the healthiest things you can do for your lawn. Think about it. Most people mow once a week, right? That means your grass gets tall and you end up chopping off 2 to 3 inches in one go, scalping and stressing it out. It clumps, tears the blades, and after a few weeks of this, your grass starts to look like crap. Straight up, your grass does not like when you take off inches at a time. It's actually terrible for it. But this mower takes off just a tiny bit, like 1/8 to 1/4 inch every day. And that means less stress on the plant. It's like giving your lawn a light haircut every day instead of buzzing it bald once a week. The result, a thicker, darker, and more uniform lawn, without ever having to touch a mower. So yeah, that $3,500 is a lot up front, but when you consider what it does for your lawn and how much time it gives you back, to me, it's a no-brainer. This machine will run for years. After you start comparing the investments of your own mower or hiring someone, this is an absolute steal. All right, now let's get into the hardware. The cutting width is just over 9 inches, which is ideal for maximizing coverage while still being nimble. It runs on a 10 amp hour lithium ion battery, giving you up to 200 minutes of mowing per charge. And it handles slopes up to 50%, which is about a 27-degree incline. That's better than most residential ride-ons. So if you've got hills, curves, or rough patches, this thing doesn't flinch. And when the battery runs low, it quietly docks itself, recharges, and goes right back out. It's like having a landscaper who never calls in sick. And what I found really cool about this thing is that it charges super fast. Now, cut quality is where most robot mowers lose people. But this one, it's actually legit. The X350 uses 6 floating razor blades that adjust in real time. Hit a thicker patch of turf, it raises slightly. Smoother spot, and it drops right back down. Now this might sound like you'll get an uneven cut, but this is usually for the first mow. Eventually, when you start mowing every day or every other day, these areas will even out and the Navimow will cut everything consistently. It does this to help your grass stay healthy. You can adjust the cutting height anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, and it actually sticks to it. And get this, it doesn't mow in random zigzags. This thing cuts in clean, systematic rows using AI-powered route planning. It looks like a human mowed it, and it switches up its mowing pattern after every mow. It's also shockingly satisfying to watch. You walk outside and the lawn just always looks good. Now let's talk about setup. Gone are the days of digging trenches and laying boundary wire. The X350 uses EFLS 3.0, which is Segway's tech for combining RTK GPS, vision systems, and precision mapping. All you do is walk the boundary with your phone one time. Want to change it later? Just update the map in the app. In the app, you can add or remove zones, set keep out areas like mulch beds or tree rings, or schedule different zones to mow on different days. It's flexible, quick, and honestly kind of fun to set up because it's like driving a remote control car. Next, let's talk about the app. The Navimow app gives you full control. You can set your mow schedule by day, track mowing in real time, and monitor battery levels and alerts. You can also tweak cutting heights or behavior for different zones. You can even pause the mower remotely, check for updates, and get push notifications if anything's off. It's like remote controlling your lawn from your couch. Next, let's talk about obstacle avoidance. This is one of those features that sounds simple, but it's a lifesaver. The X350 uses a 300-degree RGB camera with TOF sensors, which means it doesn't bump into things. It sees them: dog toys, garden hoses, tree branches, your kid's baseball glove. It recognizes them and navigates around them without getting stuck or doing damage. It even detects animals. I've watched it slow down and reroute because a squirrel crossed its path. That's wild. Next, let's talk about maintenance. And I'm gonna be honest, it's practically nothing. You can swap out the blades every couple of months, rinse the deck occasionally, and maybe wipe the camera lens if it gets dusty. It runs at about 60 decibels, so it's quiet enough to mow at dawn or even overnight if you want to. Nobody's gonna complain. I've had mine mowing while I'm on calls, filming, or just chilling outside, and half the time I forget it's even running. So the bottom line, this thing is an absolute game changer, especially if you have a large lawn. Let me know in the comments if you've tried a robot mower or if you're still on the fence, because I was the biggest skeptic, but now I'm a believer. Now, if this was too much for you or a little too extreme, I have 15 lawn tools under $50 for beginners in this video right here. You can check it out. Now get off my in-laws' lawn.